Hi guys, it's Paula and I hope you were doing well. This is going to be the 11-month update for Pan That Palette. Oh my goodness. We are in the home stretch for this project. I've had a really good month this last month. I'm panning a baby Pan That palette, which is a 2-pan duo from Smashbox, and I'm also panning my Pan That palette, which is my Viseart Petite Pro 2 palette. This was part of the Tiny Pans collab with the Pantastic Ladies. I will have their Facebook group linked down below if you'd like to join. You're more than welcome to. You just need to answer a few questions first, and you could be part of the panning madness going on over there. There's a lot of hustling and bustling preparing for the 2022 project panning events of the year coming. So if you'd like to see what's going on over there, you need to join the group so you can see what we're talking about and get an idea of what projects you might want to do. Obviously, the Pantastic Ladies do not have all the projects out there. There's a lot of other projects as well, but a lot of the projects you might see on Instagram and on YouTube are Pantastic Ladies projects. So it's a good place to join if you're into project panning. Let's start with my baby Pan That palette. I consider a baby Pan That palette to be a palette that has 5 shades or less. I don't know if I will ever pan a 5-shade palette for baby Pan That palette. That will probably take me a decade. I might have to bump 5 pans up to a Pan That palette at some point. But I have already panned a quad and a duo from this project, and I chose another duo that started on January 1st this year. Coincidentally, this is ongoing. It just keeps going until the palette is gone, and then I immediately roll in a new baby Pan That palette. It just so happened that I finished the last one in December of last year. So I've been giving this my love all this year, trying to make progress. Let me show you a picture of what this duo looked like last month. And this is what it looks like today. I have finally hit a side pan. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there, or it's not there. There's no shadow on the side, finally. It took forever to achieve that goal. This duo, by the way, is from Smashbox. It's called the Full Exposure. It was a sample of the full-size, full exposure palette. I received this in an Ipsy bag a million years ago. It's a great duo. I like it very much. It's a perfect, basic, everyday neutral shadow. However, I don't really like perfect, everyday, basic neutral shadows. I like colorful transition shades. I like peachy and pinky transition shades. I like warm browns. I don't tend to reach for these neutral shades very often. What has been working in my favor this past month is that I'm still working on that Stila Glitter and Glow concoction that I made in my deck of panning project, and I've been trying to zero in on that, and this is the perfect transition shade for that Stila concoction. So I've been reaching for this a lot more this past month, and as a result I did hit side pan finally. That's been my goal for like 5 months. Not a lot of progress on the gold. I did use it at least once or twice, but no major focus. That weird bumpy hard pan is still on there. I'm just rolling with it. I'm not having any trouble picking up product, but it is weird. I don't know how much more progress I'm going to make on this from now until December, but like I said, this duo stays in this project until it is completely gone. So I'll be continuing to work on this in January and all of 2022 until it is completely finished. So I'm not too worried about it. I'm guessing that I'm probably going to be taking a break from this during the month of December so that I can make some progress on the transition shade in my Pan That palette this last month. All right, so let's talk about it. This is my Pan That palette for 2021. I cannot believe in 1 month I'm gonna be putting this away. It's kind of caused me to want to give it more love and attention than I have over the last couple months. I was trying to incorporate this palette into my eye looks every day of the month for the first like 2 months of the year. And by the time March rolled around, I found myself using this palette less and less and less, and I really stalled out throughout the summer. And just this past month, it really lit a fire under my butt to get going on this, knowing that this project is almost over and whatever I get out of this will be it for my Pan That palette for 2021. So let me show you a picture of what this palette looked like last month. And this is what it looks like this month. Oh, there you go. I have a new pan right down here in this shimmery shade. If you guys caught my products I have pan on video, I actually had pan on it that morning, but since that happened clearly in the month of November, I decided that I wasn't going to talk about it for that video and that I'd save this pan for the next products I have pan on. So I don't know if you noticed, but when I was showing you the 3 pans I hit, I kind of had my finger over this one so you couldn't see it because I wanted to show it to you today. So I'm very happy to have a new pan in this palette. I was trying really hard to have pan in this corally shade. I feel like I am unbelievably close to hitting pan. I thought maybe today would be the day I have it throughout my crease. Today was not the day, but I do think I will have pan in that shade as well by the finale. I think I've probably expanded the pan a little bit in this peachy shade. I like to use this as a transition shade, especially when I use this coral. The two work together very nicely, and the coral can get a little choppy as I get towards my brow, and this peach shade blends it out perfectly. I'm still using this matte brown as an eyebrow powder every single day. I have it in my eyebrows today. I wear it every day. And I feel like I've definitely thinned out this bottom corner down here significantly. I would love to kind of carve out a trail from the center to the side of the pan by the finale. I don't know if that's possible, but I am enjoying this as a brow powder. And I'll have to give it some thought as to whether I want to continue working on that brow powder even once this project ends, or if I'm going to move on to a different. I actually have a lot of brow products that I should be panning, but for the last several years I've been using eyeshadows as brow powders, and I kind of would like to get back to using my brow products as brow products instead of eyeshadows. Once my brow products are gone, I will go back to using eyeshadows, but I'd kind of like to thin that category down a little bit because it hasn't changed much at all for many years, because I've just been using eyeshadow and clear brow gel every day of my life, and that's actually probably my preferred combination. If I lost all of my brow products today, probably the only thing I would repurchase would be a clear brow gel, and I would just keep working through these brown eyeshadows as brow powders. I like the effect of that very much. I like the way it's kind of soft. I'm not looking for a really defined, you know, sharp brow. I was born with those. So really all I'm looking to do with brow products is to fill in the sparse spots in the front of my brows and to make it look even and soft and feminine. And then I just run some clear brow gel through it to give it some hold throughout the day. So I do like using this, but I don't know if I'll continue to for next year or not. I'll have to give that some thought. I've probably used this matte purple shade once or twice, but not too many times. I definitely used this chocolatey, shimmery brown shade once, but I still don't think I used these two at all in the past month, which is crazy. Overall, I'm really happy with all the progress I achieved in this past month with these two palettes. I have been focusing on them more than anything. I do hope to have pan in this coral shade by the finale next month, and I would like to just continue expanding this peach shade, the pan in this brown shade, and the pan in this lightest shade, which I tend to use as a cheek highlight or a blush topper more so than an eyeshadow anyways. Other than that, I don't think there's any kind of realistic goal I could set for this palette between now and the finale, which is just like 26 days away or something. What is today, the 5th? Yep. I will probably be filming and posting the finale on December 31st because I like to get my Pan That palette up and posted on January 1st. So I have 26 days left with this palette, and whatever I can do, I can do. I think I can achieve the goal of hitting pan on the coral shade and expanding the pans that are already here, but that's about it. I don't think I'll be doing too much with these guys down here, which is too bad. These pans are magnetic and they pop out fairly easily. They've actually created this little divot where you could just slide your finger in and pop them out. while I was panning this palette, I didn't really have a need to do that, but now that this project is coming to an end, I might end up pulling some of these out and working on them individually, or you know, I might just keep them in here and continue to work on them here and there in the next year. As you guys probably know, I'm usually ready and happy to have a little break from a product that I've been working on for a year, but I almost always circle back around to them and try to get back to working on them again after that break is over and I'm ready to tackle it. And then I'm usually even more focused than I was when I was originally panning it. So hopefully that will happen with this guy too. I would like to pan this entire palette. I don't think I would repurchase this once I panned it, even though this is the first Pan That palette I've ever panned that I could repurchase. Every other Pan That palette I've ever done in previous years was not able to be repurchased because it no longer existed. It was either really old or really discontinued. So this is the first Pan That palette I've ever done that I technically could purchase, but I don't think I would. This is not like a perfect palette. It's decent, but it's not perfect. So yeah, I would love to finish this off and move it out, but I'm really excited about next year's Pan That palette too, and I haven't decided what I'm gonna pan yet, but I'm excited for it, a fresh start, and I'm optimistic as always that I could pan a whole palette in 1 year, even though I've never done that. All right, you guys, that is it for this update. I will meet you back here in 26 days for the finale of Pan That palette. Hopefully, I will have met some of these goals that I've set for myself. I will be wearing a lot of coral crease shades over the next month. Just going for it. We're going for it. We're gonna try to hit pan. I'll probably hit pan tomorrow. You guys know how it works for me. I do the update and then the next day I hit pan. So I'll probably hit pan in the next day or two, but hopefully I can achieve those goals by the finale. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.